I tense up, but only for a moment as I realize what it is. A ceiling fan. Wait. A ceiling fan? Is that... I sit up quickly, only to immediately swoon as the room starts to spin around me. I grip onto whatever I'm sitting on, and it happens to be soft and smooth. I look down and see that I'm on top of a blue comforter. To my left, Jenna, Raven, and Carl are stretched out next to me on a king-sized bed. To my right, sunshine streams in from the sliding glass doors, outside of which is a massive deck. Past that porch are the mountains and desert of Echo. We're back. Oh my god, we're back. Guys! Guys! I shake Carl next to me. He immediately swings a hand out to slap me, but I persist until he's forced to sit up, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. Jenna and Raven stir next to him.
Whoa! What is it? What happened? What the fuck?
What happened?
What happened? What happened?
Guys, we're back! We're in your house, Carl! Carl finally slaps his eyes. I like the idea of him slapping his eyes open. Carl...
Slaps the back of his head violently and his eyes just go boink!
Yeah, just pop out of his head. Man, you remember that lady who was on some TV show? She could force her eyes to like poke out of her head a little bit.
Yeah, I just got a like a mental vision of that, just like blood when she bugs them out.
Just imagine she's at work. And they're just like, all right, here's your promotion. And then she bugs her eyes out.
Or like how she's at work working with like customer service and stuff. And like, I have this purchase. Oh my god! And just freaks the customer out. Yeah, oh, dude, like... just imagine she does that to someone's kid. Like they're at like a hardware store and she's working there. The kid comes up, starts being in trouble. Hey kid, you want to see a trick? Kid goes, sure. She goes, bleh! And the eyes go bulging out.
Yeah.
Little kid screams and runs out the building.
She slaps herself on the back of her head, bulges her eyes out.
Right. Or dude, just imagine she's like doing Halloween.
She is the decoration. Carl finally snaps his eyes open at that. Raven sits up next to Carl, and I see him sway with the same dizziness that I had earlier.
Where are we? My parents' room.
Carl's voice is hushed, quiet, as if afraid if he speaks too loudly, all this will disappear. Relief like...
It's my parents' room! And then clap, and like, oh, damn it, we're outside again! Fuck!
How could this happen to me?
Starts being like Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. Damn it! Damn it, Carl! You shouldn't have spoken so loud. Sorry, Yugi. Sorry, Yugi Otter.
I'm evil because I'm British. Ha
And then like Merrick. Ah, that's stupid. Let me just play this trap card. Oh no! The trap card got trapped! God damn it!
Let us settle this like men, Carl, with a children's card game.
Yeah, Raven's like that character. Well, you know, he's like the narrator. Oh, you know, the only reason that we're really doing this is because Chase needs to prove he's a real man by playing a children's card game. Fucking awesome.
Relief like I've never known before flows through my body as I play the children's card game. Whether or not it was a dream or a hallucination, or we were drugged somehow, it doesn't matter. What matters now is that we're home. Well, in Echo at least. I look over at Jenna, hoping to see her back to her old familiar self. But I find her staring around suspiciously, that dark look still in her eyes. Maybe that would take a little while. Maybe that would take a longer while to wear off. I slowly pushed myself off the bed, the height of it making it more difficult for my feet to reach the ground. I touched down with my good foot, and I'm a bit surprised when my toes come in contact with a cold hardwood floor. Thought this floor had carpet the last time I was here. I look back at Carl and see a confused look on his face, the fur on his brow crinkling up at the bright sun in the bright sunlight.
Something's a little off, man.
What?
Something's wrong.
I feel the beginnings of that sinking sensation in my chest again. Why?
Cut off there, man.
Why?
My parents' room isn't this big.
I look around. I guess it looks a bit bigger than usual. Balcony seems to be the right size, though.
And the floor.
He points at my feet.
Where's the carpet?
Carl confirms my suspicions. The dread continues to grow in my stomach.
Maybe they took the carpet out while we were gone. Oh, look! There it is, rolled up in the corner. They just did the makeover!
No one responds to that ridiculous idea, even with the carpet right there rolled up in the corner.
Oh, wait. That's not carpet. I'm seeing things. Fuck.
Jenna looks at the wall behind the bed and reaches out a hand to touch it tentatively. Carl lets out a loud, almost maniacal laugh.
Oh, God. Oh, it's like I'm in a weird dream of my house or something.
Carl pushes himself off the bed, his hooves clopping loudly, unnervingly against the hardwood floor that shouldn't exist. Fuck!
Yeah. Fuck!
I can see the same emotions and I feel in my chest playing out on Carl's eyes right now. He reaches out to give me some support.
Well, maybe there are other people here?
Even Raven's cheerful tone is forced and strained. I guess I was expecting that we'd end up in another dream world or whatever. But the fact that we thought for just a moment that we were back in the real world made this all the more soul-crushing. Feels like those fucking ghosts are toying with us at this point. Take a deep breath, willing myself to not lose it. Not yet, at least.
Chase, I'm gonna move to the deck.
I get a better grip on Carl's side as he starts to move towards the glass doors, his hooves clopping while I hop along. He stares out, slowly reaching up with a hand to tug at the handle. To my surprise, it opens. I guess I thought that it would be the same as the last place we were in, that we'd be locked in or something. I follow Carl as he steps out into the balcony, taking slow, careful steps as if afraid that the deck may give out. The air is hot and heavy, almost humid. That isn't normal at all in Echo. Sure, it would get really hot, but it's a desert. Humidity is near non-existent. We reach the railing and stare out at the town below the foothills that Carl's mansion sits on. I take a soft breath. Just like in the dream I'd had, the ruins of Echo aren't ruins anymore. Dozens of old-fashioned wooden buildings dot the edge of the lake. A little ways away I see the familiar buildings of the motel and supermarkets. along with a small neighborhood of my childhood. And along Main Street, I see a few buildings that I don't recognize. Not quite as old-fashioned as the buildings along the lake, but still pretty old-looking.
What the hell?
Carl almost winces out the words as I see him grip tightly onto the railing. I move closer to his side, putting an arm around his shoulders. Come on, man. We've got to figure this out. This is just... I struggle to figure out what it is, what this just is, but I come up short. Listen, I saw this in a dream, and I think they were trying to tell me something.
What dream?
A dream I had before I woke up. I have them almost every time we pass out. Why are you the only one having those dreams? I jump as Jenna speaks right behind me. I turn around, finding her eyeing me suspiciously. I don't know. None of you had dreams?
I did.
Raven pops his head out from around the glass doors, still with that bizarrely resilient grin on his face.
But it was about that black shadow creature thing. Chased me through the kitchen. So, I guess it's not really useful.
What did you see in your dream, Chase?
Well, this... I wave my hand out at the alternate reality town. But then the mine, too. Like, red stuff spreads out of it, over the town. And I saw a noose. I instinctively look over the edge of the balcony, down toward the road, down toward where I remember seeing the tree. Carl looks too.
What is it?
Well, I saw a tree with a noose in it. Carl looks slowly back up at me.
Down there?
I think so? The fur, the look of utter defeat? And Carl's face has me hesitating to confirm it.
What the fuck?
I take a deep breath, trying to put what I feel into words. The dream, that dream, the way it zeroed in on the tree. It felt meaningful. I think we need to go to it.
Jesus, why?
Carl buries his face in his hands as he's leaning against the railing, shaking his head slowly from side to side. I don't know, but I don't know where else to start. This place is massive.
So what? They put another letter there for us to find for some reason?
Maybe.
Guys?
1 second, Raven. Dad and Dad are talking. Carl keeps his head in his hands as I turn around. Raven is still standing by the glass door, but he's looking back into the room.
Jenna left.
What? Sure enough, Jenna's nowhere to be seen. Where did she go? Raven shrugs.
Downstairs, I guess?
Was she going to the tree? I start to move back into the house, then remember my destroyed ankle. I look back and see that Carl is slumped against the railings. Carl? He doesn't look up. Carl, we need to keep moving. Finally, the ram pulls his head out of his arms and turns to help me. He gets me into our familiar position, with me clinging to his neck while I hop along. I'm relieved he's actually moving, but I don't like the dull look in his eyes one bit. Raven, Carl, and I head down the hall towards the stairs. Carl's right. It's like a dream of Carl's house. Carl mentions that there are a few extra doors, all of which lead into bare hardwood wood, hardwood floor rooms. Ground level, the ground level of the house, though, looks mostly normal. As we make our way through Carl's sort of home, I realize something. You guys hear the trains? You guys hear the trains when we were on the deck?
Maybe. Why?
I thought I did. Just kind of weird. Like, what are those trains doing in a world that isn't really real?
Maybe it is real.
Maybe. I'm not convinced. As we pass through the living room, I can see that it's set up like it always is, and the kitchen looks to be in order as well. As we step outside, I notice that the mansion looks the same for the most part. Not the massive old one I had in my dream. I hop along down the curving driveway from Carl's house, like I remember in my dream. How Jenna would be able to find the tree on her own is beyond me. The only indication I'd given as to where it was a glance over the railing of the deck.
Oh, you probably want to do that one again. You cut out. You cut out a lot.
The only indication I'd given her as to where it was a glance over the railing of the deck.
That's good.
Man. Man. It's so fucking close to being real. This place.
Yeah. I don't have much else to add, but he's right. It feels so close to being home, but none of it is home. I slow my pace as I turn right at the end of Carl's driveway, practically tugging the ram along. We move the short distance down the road, then move to the edge on the left side of the road. I look down over the side, onto the rocky, sagebrush-covered slope. And there's Jenna. Somehow she immediately found it on her own. That old, rickety wooden platform sits under the tree. This tree and platform definitely aren't in the real echo. There were a few scant mentions of a hanging tree in my research. If it was still standing, I'd have gone to get some film for my project. That project seems like something I was working on years ago at this point. I carefully start to climb down the slope, clinging to Carl. I'm about to call out to Jenna when I stop cold. As we move to the side, the thick trunk of the tree shifted in my field of view and revealed the noose. Unlike my dream, the noose isn't empty. Hanging from the noose is a body. From where I'm standing, I can't see exactly what it is. Its back is to us, and all I can make out is a head, hands and feet, and some old-fashioned clothes, overalls, and a cotton shirt of some kind. The clothes look worn and old, like they have been sitting out in the elements for years. I stop moving, instead staring at the body. Carl freezes, too, and I feel his ragged breathing in my ear.
Jesus.
Carl gasps. I stare for what feels like an entire minute before I find my voice. Jenna? She's also facing the body, so I can't see her face, but she's holding up a hand towards me to quiet me before slowly pacing around the platform. It looks like she's moving towards the front, so I steel myself and slowly follow her. I don't want to look at the body as I move, but I can't tear my eyes away. It's old. Very old. The fur is mostly gone, the skin underneath black and leathery. The face is drooping and sunken, the eyelids closed. It's been out in the sun for a very, very long time. I don't know much about corpses, so I don't know how long. I just know it's been a very long time. From what I can tell, it's a canine of some kind. Fox? John? For some reason, I look towards Jenna to see if she'll let us know who it is. She doesn't. Instead, just staring at the body. Carl tightens his grip around my shoulders. I'm not sure if it's for support against the uneven ground or the horror in front of us. Raven has chosen not to follow. Instead, he stands back behind the platform, looking away from the body. I swallow hard, trying to keep my nerves under control, trying to look at the situation like it's a simple task. Do you guys see anything? A note or something? I try to search the platform and avoid looking up at the body.
There's something in its mouth.
Carl points up at the corpse with a shaking finger. He's right. There's a flash of white in the mouth of the corpse, just barely sticking out from what looks like gnarled teeth. A piece of paper, maybe. I'm surprised at how successful I am at keeping my voice calm. I sort of feel a little numb to all this now. But I think we both realize at the same time what this means. That we're going to have to actually get that piece of paper.
Fuck, man. Why do we have to do this? Why don't they just tell us what they want us to know?
I cling to Carl as much as he's clinging to me, trying to keep him calm. Listen, I'll get it. It's just a body.
No, it's not! Nothing's just as it is in this fucked up place!
Jenna suddenly turns on the two of us, causing both of us to flinch back from her. Chase, you need to get it.
What? Why? You can't even fucking walk!
I can crawl. He had a dream. They want him to know. They want him to be the one to get it. He volunteered anyway. That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Why the hell don't you get it?
Carl has adjusted himself so that he's standing halfway in front of me protectively. Because that's what they want.
That's bullshit. I should know. I'm almost a bull. You know something else, Jenna? If you know something else, Jenna, then why don't you fucking tell us?
Carl's snarling at Jenna now, which is all the more impressive because Rams can't snarl. We can't be doing this right now. Here we are in this fucked up dimension in front of a mummified corpse, arguing. I put my hand against Carl's chest. Listen, I'll get it. If this is what they want, and this will help us move forward. I try not to think about actually going up the wooden steps to stand in front of the corpse, but I don't really have any other option at this point. Carl doesn't loosen his hold on me.
Fuck no, Jenna. Wait, fuck no. Jenna, you get it since you seem to know what the fuck is going on.
Carl squeezes me tighter against his chest as he leans in to glare at Jenna. Jenna glares right back, and I can see her lips trembling as she appears to be holding back her own snarl. Stop it! Carl, let go. I'm gonna get the paper.
No, Chase.
Carl, nothing bad has happened when it comes to getting those stupid pieces of paper. I'll be fine. Carl looks down at me, his face etched with stubborn resoluteness. It's at least a nice change from that almost dead look I'd seen earlier. He stares at me hard for a good long while, to the point where I almost blush until, finally...
Fine. But I'm coming up with you.
I don't think...
Shut up, Jenna.
Each word seems to have to work hard to get itself out of Carl's muzzle. It's okay. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh.
Right now, I think Carl is like doing good Samwise energy. I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you.
Oh, my ankle.
Oh no, not my ankle too. Oh.
My ankle is blue. Abadi abadoo. I let Carl hold my hand as we both moved towards the platform over uneven ground. I noticed Raven standing off to the side, still facing away from us. I'd have to check on him later. The wood creaks softly under our feet as we make our way up the steps. I focus on my hopping foot, not wanting to look at the body. Once we reach the top, though, I realize that I'm going to have to. Leaning heavily against Carl for support, I look up. The corpse's eyes are open now. 2 yellow, piercing eyes that are sunk deep in the skull stare back at me.
It suddenly come bulging out, says this lady.
Dots. You are... disgusting. I'm disgusting? You're abhorrent, despicable, horrible. For telling truths? For telling your own truth? You don't know my story, my truth. Your truth is a delusion. You cruel, filthy son of a bitch. What do you want from me? I want justice. I am the knight. You enjoy...
I'm Batman.
I'm John. Is it John?
Yeah, John Wick. Maybe I'm back.
The fox just like, the mummified corpse just pulls out 2 handguns and starts bodying people left and right.
He's swinging from the noose, the tree is just running around.
You and your people don't know the meaning of the word. Just let it rest. Let me rest. And you'd leave me restless, murderer? You may not have killed me physically, but you murdered my life, you fucking... The otter hears us. So, if he hears us, then it wants him to. Why does it? You think I know? I know it. Why does it create these places? Let us do small things, then take it away. It's a game, my life, my reputation, it's a game to it. A game. Go on, why don't you tell him your truth? The otter works with you. I wouldn't help him even if I could. But you can't, can you? You are but smoke. Good thing, too. You and your fucking lies. I will tell you this, Otter. You are stuck here because you cannot see the truth. And until you do, how will he know the truth if you only lie? You are disgusting. I'm 9 or 10, and I'm sitting under a tree in the forest. It's like... I like the feeling you get when you're finished crying. A stuffed up nose, the throbbing in my head, along with the feeling of having just run 10 miles. Like I just finished something really hard and now it's over. And then a creak in the branches above me. I look up and see the fox hanging from the rope. His dead eyes are on me. Dots. 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 Go for it, Carl.
Why don't you get your ass up there and dig it out yourself then?
He's awake.
Chase?
A big hand is cradled below my head as I stare at the horns waving around above my eyes. Between them hangs the fox.
Hey, are you okay? What happened? What happened?
I don't know. There were eyes. I stare harder at the fox, but the eyes are closed.
Yeah, me too. But you sort of just fell back. Sorry, I dropped you and I think you hit your head.
That would explain the headache. My head throbs with each heartbeat. Why didn't you grab the letter, Chase?
Are you kidding me?
I flinch at Carl's loud voice and the spit that flecks on my face.
He just passed out and that thing had something to do with it. Like I said, dig it out of the fucking mouth if you want to.
Dig what out? I crane my head painfully to look at Jenna. She stands in this exact spot, staring stoically. Raven has moved to stand next to her, but now his eyes are wide, staring at the fox. I turn my head back around towards the hanging fox, and that's when I see that the letter is gone. Where did it go? I push myself up, cringing as I once again forget about my ankle. Carl hurriedly fusses around me, helping me stand. I keep my eyes on the fox the entire time, but I don't see any signs of life. What happened?
You fell?
No, the fox. What happened to the letter?
It fell.
He ate it. Carl was very hungry. Fuck you, bitch.
Fuck off, Jenna, John, whoever you are. I'm hungry. I'm a fatty, okay? Fuck.
What? How?
It just sort of gobbled it up.
Carl's free hand gestures at his mouth. God. I lean my forehead against the ram's cheek as I close my eyes.
So, are we not supposed to read it?
Raven's voice is small and quiet, nothing like his usual self, even during the time we've spent here. No one says anything for a while. I clear my throat. I think I heard John and James while I was out.
What? What did they say?
I think John and James, they're influencing some of this, but there's something else controlling all of it.
How?
I don't know, but it's stopping them from telling us what they want to say. Like it's a game for it. I feel Carl shake his head against my head.
So what are we supposed to do?
Just figure out the game, I guess. He said something about having to see the truth, but I'm not exactly sure what that is.
But the fox just ate our clue.
Get a sharpened rock or something.
Look for chutes.
We can get it
Look
back.
for ladders.
Yeah, we can get it back. That might have been That might have been one of them. James or John. I don't know.
Do we just find another one then?
I don't say anything because that's when I see the hint of white sticking out from the fox's pocket. I point. What's that?
What?
That sticking out of the chest pocket.
Huh?
Carl moves a little closer, pulling me along tentatively. Raven calls anxiously from behind us.
What are you guys doing?
Carl's voice gets tighter, more nervous as he reaches out with a shaky hand. I keep my eyes focused on the pocket, not wanting to look into those eyes if they open again. Carl touches the chest, yanking back his hand once before slowly going in again. His face turns towards mine, cringing as he tries to look and not look at the same time. He fumbles at the pocket for a moment, fox swaying slightly from the ram's poking fingers. Finally, after what seems like several eternities, Carl manages to finally grip onto the note. Once he does and yanks his hand back, almost hitting the fox's muzzle as he slides the letter free from the pocket.
Okay, let's go.
Carl tentatively but quickly guides me down the stairs. Jenna eyes what's in Carl's hand suspiciously. What's that?
Another letter, or something.
Where did you get that? The fox ate it earlier. I saw it sticking out of the pocket. I guess there was another one? Jenna goes quiet and her expression darkens. I'm about to ask her what's going on, but Carl's already unfolding the paper, swinging the hand holding it to try and make it unfold. I help him out with my own free hand and hold the letter between us. I notice at the bottom of the paper is a rough tear, like somebody's torn it in half. Jen and Raven move closer, opposite to us.
Please, let this be the one that gets us back.
It doesn't look like a letter. In fact, looks like a newspaper clipping. Well, a photocopied one, anyway. Carl, I think this came from your mom's collection of artifacts. I remember some pages were ripped out of the scrapbooks.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was you taking them.
Yeah, nope.
I wonder how long ago this nightmare actually started. It seems that it had been setting itself up for days before we fell into this place. Well, I guess I'll give it a read. Hopefully this is the one. I start with the big bold title. Echo Researcher uncovers town's serial killer past. Most might know Trisha Hendricks as the CEO of Hen's Ice Cream, but Echo locals know her to be an avid history buff as well. I just love how it connects all of us, how it shows everything has happened for a reason. But even she didn't realize what her research would uncover. According to the town's founder, James had an affair with another man, and both may have been hiding a dark secret. You never know what you might find out, but to think that James had a homosexual relationship with an alleged serial killer, well, it's really something. According to Hendrix's research, James may have been in a romantic relationship with a native fox by the name of John Begay. Town records indicate that Begay was accused of committing multiple child murders. Hendrix says the crimes were sexual in nature. I reach the bottom of the page, where the rough tear begins. Clearly there's more to the article, but...
JENNA!
I look up just in time to see a flash of steel before Carl jumps back, putting pulling me along with him. The knife comes within inches of Carl's face before piercing into the newspaper clipping we were holding with a smack.
What the hell?
Jenna! I'm about to ask what she's doing because I think she's attacking the newspaper for some reason. But her intentions become clear as she moves towards us with the knife, eyes set on Carl.
Jenna, stop!
Raven bounces up and down, his hands pulling at his ears. Carl moves back as fast as he can while I limp along.
Jenna, what are you doing? Don't stab the newspaper.
Jenna lunges at us, the knife arcing down from above again. This time she's too close and Carl pushes me to the side as he jumps back. I go down on my butt on the rocky ground. Putrid lying beast! Where's my letter?
I don't know! Don't stab me, stab the newsletter! Stab the newsletter! What did I do?
Carl's stuttering, stumbling, eyes wide with terror. I don't even know if he's going to defend himself when Jenna gets to him. With a muffled scream, I push myself to my feet and hobble after them, each step sending electric lances of pain to my back, to the back of my brain. I don't have time to dwell on it though, because that's when Jenna reaches Carl. She grabs one of his horns and yanks him close. Carl swinging his fists wildly in her direction. It's a valiant effort, but Carl's not a fighter, and aside from letting out a few grunts, Jenna isn't affected. She raises the knife just as I reach them.
No! Stop!
Alright.
We should save.
We should save. Go back.
It's saving time. Boink. Boink.
If we grab her, that creates an issue where she can, like, stab us a bunch. If we push her out of the way...
Would you go flying into Carl and stab him?
I mean, I assume we're pushing her, like, to the side instead of into him.
I kind of always thought that we were, like, right behind her. I always assumed that we were right behind her.
If we're
so
behind
if we grab
her...
Jenna,
I mean, like...
well, they are spinning around. It's kind of like they're kind of circling around. But I kind of assumed that we're behind them. And if we grab Jenna, like, we'll be able to, like, grab her from behind, like, hold her arms down so she can't really stab.
I mean, that's what you should do. Like, come up behind and, like, try to get your arms around her so you can pull them off to the side and, like, clap your hands behind her head so you can get her in some sort of position to where she can sort of just, like, move her arms, but that's about it. She can't really get to us. I mean, I guess she could go up and back and stab at us that way.
Kind of like that Dragon Ball Z thing where they just basically hold their arms up.
Yeah. And if you do it right, you don't let them rotate their arms are just facing down. They're able to come down. They can only stab themselves, but they'll struggle actually stabbing you. But, you know,
Yeah.
Carl would, in theory, grab her knife hand. So she can.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But
It's kind of weird. He was able to fight her off earlier, but now he's just like running away from her, like, no, don't. But it could just be the sudden shock of it all.
yeah, I mean, he also doesn't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with push, just to see what happens. And we're going to shove her to the side, I assume. But knowing this game, we'll just shove her into him and she'll, like, stab him in the heart or something.
So what if we grab Jenna?
Okay, so grab Jen is the bad end. Got it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I need to pull her away from Carl. I reach out, grabbing the fox by the back of her shirt and yanking as hard as I can. Oh, yeah, good. Great.
Oh, that's
work.
right. Ah!
Yeah, you just grab the back of her shirt. You're not going to try and isolate any arms.
Wait.
Or...
Yeah, you're not... Wait. Yeah, you're grabbing her from behind.
Yeah, you're just going to yank her towards you so she spins around and, like, stabs you in the neck about 50 times. Sounds
Dumbass.
good. Jenna falls back and unexpectedly turns into me as she does. A deep, penetrating bolt of pain goes into my chest. I gasp like I've just jumped into a pool of ice-cold water. I can't help it. It's like a reflex. And with the gas comes a violent change of light and scenery, and suddenly I'm in darkness. Not complete darkness, though, because the moon shines down on both of us. The pain in my chest gives a few deep throbs before Jenna yanks the knife out of my chest.
Chase!
Carl screams my name as I go to my knees, both hands pressed to my chest.
Chase! Chase!
I hear Carl stumbling around as Jenna turns back towards the ram. I look up to Carl, trying to ask for help, tasting blood in my mouth. But Carl isn't looking at me. He's stumbling around, looking everywhere except for where I am, while at the same time trying to dodge Jenna.
Where is he?
I raise a hand, trying to show him, but it's too dark. At that moment, Raven, almost invisible in the darkness, tackles Jenna to the ground.
Stop it! Stop this! This is crazy! Please, just stop!
He pins her easily.
Chase!
I force myself to stand, panicking now. The throbbing in my chest is different, odd. Something deep inside of me has been hit. Help me. I stumble towards Carl, but he moves further away from me.
Chase!
He's crying now, but he can't see me. I look behind me, seeing the few lights of Echo. All of the normal buildings under the moonlight. I'm back, but I'm dying, and Carl can't see me. I need to get help. I stumble towards the hill, shakily trying to climb up the incline of rocks and dirt. My shirt's soaked, and it clings to my body like a second skin. Each pulse of my heart sends a wave of warmth over my chest and stomach. If I can just get to Carl's house, I can call someone. I get to the top of the slope. On the actual road, there's a pop in the distance. A gunshot?
Did you stab him? Raven! There's blood on the knife! Oh my god!
Carl's scream makes me want to turn back around, but if I can only get to the house, get a phone, call for help from me and my friends. But everything's getting hazy. My legs are like lead. I can't even feel my ankle anymore. My ears seem to clog up and my breathing slows down. All I can hear is my heartbeat in my ears, and my breathing, and both are getting weaker. Darkness creeps in on the edges of my vision. Something lays on the road in front of me. My legs give out as I pass it. Slumped on my knees, I look at it and see a weasel. Duke? I can't tell because most of his face is missing and there's a little plastic thing stuck in the bloody mess. I don't really care, though. Everything feels peaceful for once. Quiet and peaceful. I stared down at my chest, watching the blood pumps out of my heart watching as blood pumps out with each heartbeat, staining all the way down to my knees now. The tunnel gets tighter. I sway. I fall into nothing.